Lion and the Clever Hare. Once upon a time, in the middle of a big green jungle, there lived a mighty lion named Leo. Leo was the king of the jungle. He roared so loudly that all the animals trembled in fear. Leo thought he was the strongest and smartest animal in the jungle. He made all the decisions by himself and never asked the other animals for their thoughts. This made the other animals very unhappy. One sunny day, Leo felt very powerful and proud. He decided to gather all the animals and make an announcement. "Come everyone," he roared. "I have something important to tell you." All the animals gathered around, shaking with fear, but also curious to hear what Leo had to say. There were elephants with big ears, zebras with stripes, monkeys swinging from trees, slow-moving tortoises, graceful antelopes, colourful parrots, and even a tiny hare named Harry. Leo stood tall and strong, showing off his muscles and sharp claws. "You animals are too many," he said. "From now on, I will eat 2 of you every day. That is my order." The animals were shocked and scared. They whispered to each other, tired of Leo always making such scary decisions. Harry the hare, who was small but very clever, thought of a plan to teach Leo a lesson. The next day, it was Harry's turn to be eaten. Harry bravely approached Leo. "Oh, mighty King Leo," he said in his small but confident voice, "I have heard of another lion who says he is stronger and mightier than you. He lives in a deep, dark well at the edge of the jungle. He even says he can eat all the animals, including you." Leo's eyes grew wide with anger. "What? Another lion in my jungle? Take me to this well immediately. I will show him who the real king is." Harry led Leo through the thick jungle, past tall trees and chirping birds, until they reached an old, deep well. The well was very deep, and the water inside was as clear as a mirror. Leo looked into the well and saw his own reflection in the water, but Leo didn't know it was his reflection. He thought it was another lion. He growled, and the lion in the well growled back. He roared, and the lion roared back just as loudly. Leo shouted, "I am the king of this jungle! How dare you challenge me?" The lion in the well seemed to shout the same words back at him. Without thinking, Leo jumped into the well to fight the other lion. Splash! The water was very cold, and Leo tried to swim, but the well was too deep, and he couldn't get out. Sadly, Leo drowned in the well. Harry saw what happened and went back to the other animals. He told them that Leo was gone forever. The animals were very happy and celebrated. They were free from Leo's scary decisions and could live in peace. From that day on, the jungle was a much happier place. The animals worked together and lived in harmony. They remembered the clever hare, Harry, who taught them that being smart and humble is better than being proud and mean. The moral of the story. The moral of the story is, pride can make us do foolish things and lead to trouble. It's important to be humble and listen to others. Sometimes our biggest challenges come from inside ourselves. The hare and the tasty fruit. Once upon a time, in a big green forest, there lived a little hare named Johnny. Johnny was always hopping around, looking for something yummy to eat. One day, Johnny smelled something very sweet. His nose twitched and his ears perked up. What is that delicious smell? He wondered. Johnny followed the smell until he reached a tall tree with the juiciest, ripest fruits hanging high up on its branches. Johnny's eyes widened with delight. "Oh, those fruits look so tasty. I must have them," he said to himself. Johnny tried jumping to reach the fruits, but they were too high. He tried climbing the tree, but the bark was too slippery. He even tried shaking the tree, but the fruits did not fall. Johnny was very tired and very hungry. He sat down under the tree and looked up at the fruits. "Why can't I reach those fruits?" he thought. "They are so high up, and I am so small." After a while, Johnny became very frustrated. He looked up at the fruits again and shouted, "You silly fruits! I didn't want to eat you anyway. You're probably sour and yucky." Just then, Johnny's friend, Squeaky the squirrel, scampered by. Squeaky saw Johnny sitting under the tree, looking grumpy. "Hi, Johnny, what's wrong?" Squeaky asked. Johnny sighed and pointed up at the fruits. "I wanted to eat those fruits, but they're too high up. I tried everything, but I can't reach them, so I decided they must be sour and yucky." Squeaky climbed up the tree easily, picked one of the fruits and brought it down for Johnny. "Here, try this," Squeaky said. Johnny took a bite, and his eyes lit up. "Wow, this fruit is so sweet and delicious," he exclaimed. "I was wrong. These fruits are not yucky at all." Squeaky smiled. "You see, Johnny, just because something is hard to get doesn't mean it's not worth trying. Sometimes we need a little help from our friends." Johnny nodded. "You're right, Squeaky. I shouldn't have said those mean things about the fruits. I was just frustrated because I couldn't reach them. Thank you for helping me." From that day on, Johnny learned to be patient and to ask for help when he needed it. He also learned not to say mean things just because he was upset. And so, Johnny and Squeaky enjoyed the delicious fruits together and remained the best of friends. The moral of the story. The moral of the story is, when things don't go our way, we shouldn't say mean things out of frustration. Sometimes we need a little help from our friends, and with patience, we can enjoy the sweet rewards.